Imagine a world not unlike our own, but with a secret history whispered only in the rustling of ancient leaves and the roar of forgotten waterfalls. This is the story of Ignis, the last of the great dragons, and his quest to piece back together a world that had forgotten its own magic. In the beginning, dragons were not mythical beasts. They were the world's librarians, its historians, its very heart. Each scale on their magnificent bodies was a living memory, a fragment of history, a story of a hero, a song of a lost city, or the recipe for a star-forged pot. They held the memories of the world, ensuring that nothing was ever truly lost. Ignis, the youngest of them, bore the scale that held the memory of hope. But a great forgetting swept across the lands. It wasn't a plague or a war, but a slow, creeping apathy. Humans, elves, and dwarves grew too busy with their fleeting concerns, their trivial quarrels, and their endless pursuit of gold and power. They stopped listening to the ancient songs. They stopped looking at the stars. And as their belief waned, the dragons began to fade, their scales turning to dust, their memories scattering like ash on the wind. One by one, the great dragons vanished, taking with them the memories of courage, of love, of creation. Soon, only Ignis remained, hidden away in the highest peaks of the world, his own form flickering, his memory of hope growing dim. The world below became gray and mundane, a place where magic was just a children's fairy tale and heroes were characters in books. But even a fading ember can reignite a flame. One day, a young girl named Elara, driven by a nameless longing for something more, stumbled upon an old, forgotten map. It wasn't a map of treasures or kingdoms, but of stories. Drawn to its faint, magical pulse, she climbed the treacherous mountains, seeking the source of the whispers she heard in her dreams. She found Ignis not as a fearsome beast, but as a translucent, mournful silhouette against the setting sun. He was so weak he could barely speak, his voice a mere echo. He told her of the great forgetting, of the lost memories, and of the colorless world it had created. Elara looked at the dragon, her heart aching not with fear, but with a profound sense of loss for a world she never knew she had missed. She asked him, "What can I do? I'm just one person." Ignis looked at her, and for the first time in centuries, the scale of hope on his back shimmered with a faint light. "Remember," he whispered. "Start by remembering. Tell my story. Sing the old songs. Even if you don't know the words, look for the magic in the mundane. Believe." So, Elara did. She went back to her village and she told them of the great, sad dragon. At first, they laughed. But Elara didn't give up. She started a small library, gathering forgotten books. She organized stargazing nights, telling tales of celestial heroes. She encouraged people to share their own family stories, to sing, to create, to dream. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, the world began to change. A forgotten flower bloomed in a cracked pavement. A musician composed a melody that made grown men weep with a joy they couldn't explain. A blacksmith, inspired by an old tale, forged a sword that hummed with a gentle light. Each act of remembering, each story told, each song was a thread of belief, weaving its way back up to the mountain peak. With each thread, Ignis grew stronger. A scale holding the memory of laughter reappeared on his flank, sparkling like 1,000 diamonds. Another, holding the memory of kindness, glowed with a warm amber light. The world was waking up, and the dragon who remembered the world was being remembered in turn. This isn't just Ignis's story or Elara's. It's a reminder for all of us. In our own busy world, it's easy to forget the magic that surrounds us. But every story we share, every act of kindness we perform, every moment we choose wonder over cynicism, we are feeding the dragons of our own world. We are keeping the memories of hope, courage, and love alive. So what story will you tell today? Thank you for joining me on this journey. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more tales that remind us of the magic within and around us. Until next time, keep remembering.